Hi, my name's Richard and I'm applying to be a 2017 Shuttleworth Fellow. If I'm successful, I'll focus my fellowship on creating people-powered public services and specifically about turning public services into engines of self-efficacy. So what is self-efficacy? Well, self-efficacy is a phrase that was coined by Professor Albert Bandura in the 60s, and it means our ability to believe we can make a difference in the world. And it turns out it's incredibly important. If you want to take action on almost anything, you need to believe that by taking action there's going to be some kind of positive result that happens as a consequence. That's what self-efficacy means, your level of belief that you can affect change in the world. So whether you want to change your lifestyle to become more healthy, whether you want to act to try and find a new job, whether you want to change your behaviour to help reduce your energy consumption, whether you even want to start dating people to fall in love, you need to believe that taking that date is going to lead to some kind of positive result for you. That's what self-efficacy is. And so this project is about fundamentally redesigning the relationship between the citizen and the state. It's about helping people become back in control of their lives. And there's never been a more important moment for this than right now. With the rise of populism on the right and the left, you've got Trump and Le Pen on the right, Jeremy Corbyn in the UK, and Podemos in Spain, and many others around. We've got the whole movement around this anti-elite politics, and it's really about people saying, you know, austerity hasn't worked, we are no longer in control, where are things going? And this project is a very practical way of looking at how public services can be opened up so that people can become back in control of their lives. Because the research is really clear. From many areas like chronic conditions in health, like youth unemployment, it is up to the individuals themselves to take action on these things. So there's very limited amounts that the state can actually do. I've been working with healthcare professionals, the NHS in the UK, on changing the relationship between doctors and patients over the last few years, specifically because 60% of drugs don't get taken in the UK, and this is because people don't believe that if they take them on their own in isolation, it's actually going to have a positive effect. And sometimes they're right, because they're parts of webs of other social relationships, etc., which ameliorate the effects of those drugs. So this is about, you know, changing the relationship between the citizen and the state. Now you might say, this has been spoken about for 15, 20 years, co-production of services, user involvement, public participation, it's already happening. Well, yes, it has been spoken about for many years, and I've been at the heart of some of those discussions, you can see from my CV, but it hasn't been happening. It's been happening in pockets. And specifically since 2008, since the financial crash, the opposite has been happening. We've actually been seeing a huge squeeze on public services, whereby the predominant forms of management have been lean micromanagement techniques, which have been squeezing the staff, squeezing the users, and we've been seeing incredible opposition from prison workers, from healthcare workers, from users of services across the board, whereby the services are getting worse. We are actually in managed decline. And also, it's becoming clearer and clearer that this form of micromanagement is no longer politically acceptable. We have a window of opportunity to do something different. And there are pioneers out there who are doing brilliant practice. Buurtzorg with social care in Holland. We have Groundswell working with homelessness. We have Brightside Trust working with youth unemployment. We have Envision working on environmental behaviour change. But all these projects, which are fundamentally about building self-efficacy, they are pockets. They're good practices brushing public services, but not fundamentally changing the relationship between the citizen and the state. And that is what I want to do through this project. And we're going to do it through 3 steps over the 2017 year. Step 1 is we're going to produce a publication to set out this vision and explain how public services have to change and why there's a real financial imperative to make them change. 2, we're going to be mapping out the sector, attracting people to us, looking at the good practice, looking at the bad practice, looking at what works and what doesn't. And the real spirit of this for me is about providing a platform for these pioneers who are doing phenomenal work around the world and amplifying their impact. And thirdly, prototyping new practice to ensure we can find these new opportunities for making public services work better. In my experience, the best form of advocacy is to actually do it yourself. So look, my whole life's been gearing towards this. This feels like it's a golden moment and opportunity, and I do hope we get the chance to discuss it. Thanks very much.